Uh, the first question is going to be a brief description of the work that you have done during your administration in the area of Union.
A day, 7 days a week. So we have made a lot of progress, and we're unifying Union City. We have a great, it may not be a rich town with finances, but we have tremendous culture here. We have tremendous Latin American culture. We have Arabs living in the city. We have Hasidic Jews living in the city, and everyone gets along very well, and it's a great city.
Today we're focused on the crime issues in the area of Union City, and as you said before, some statistics confirm that Union City has been considered one of the safest city in New Jersey. What is your message for the people about?
And we're proud of that, but you can never do enough to keep people safe, obviously. I ex people, and that's why we hold the police community meetings. That's why we hold many social events such as Night Out Against Crime, July 4th celebration, to bring people out into the community. Walk the streets of the city, feel safe in the city. We brightened up all the lights in the city to 400-watt bulbs in conjunction with PSE&G. Look out for each other. You don't have to be friends with your neighbor, but you have to look out for each other. Make sure that you're looking out for them and they're looking out for you. And build neighborhoods like we've been building. We have a great community here, and we broke it down into neighborhoods. Everybody looks out for each other. People care about each other. People will get involved if they see something that's not right. And that's what we're trying to build upon in this city. It's a great city.
We're not as safe as a suburban area, but compared to the urbanized type of cities that we have around here, let's say Irvington, Newark, Jersey City, we're try to maintain or contain the crime trends that we normally have, and so far we've been successful. What I mean successful is that with the amount of people that we have, I don't know if you know this, but I'll give you a little piece of information that we are either the second or the first. We normally always compete with Gothenburg. Gothenburg is very small. We are the most densely populated city in the nation, and then that aggravates in a very urban, overpopulated city. That's one of the effects on crime. But although we have that obstacle or that problem, we have been successful maintaining the crime rates down. If I'm not mistaken, I think we only had one homicide last year, and then this year I'm not sure because we don't have the numbers yet. One homicide, robberies, we don't have that many, and then robberies are easy to commit. It's not that robberies are a crime where you always use a gun. Robberies just theft used with force, and then we don't have that many of those. So overall,
I wouldn't say that it's the safest because there's. Well, yeah, I wouldn't. There's a lot of cops around sometimes for certain things, mostly gang-related fights or something like that. But it's not all that bad. Some good stuff. With places for kids.
In my opinion, safe relates with him. Mostly it's with them. It's probably, I would say, it would be the news. It's like more of this associated with the Latinos. Nothing racist. But mostly we exaggerate over stuff that happens. Like for example, if there was a car accident, if you notice, they exaggerate how multiple casualties when it's only a person who's broken a leg. Right. It's serious, but
How do you guys feel walking in your city during the day?
I feel safe.
Feel safe?
Safe.
How about it?
It's amazing.
I feel safe.
Yeah.
Because mostly not a lot of people are out. It's mostly when we see like large groups of people, which means like the little clique or whatever.
Right.
It's mostly during like after school. They all just gather up.
Okay.
And they just walk.
That just makes stuff like it's anywhere. What city?
I've had a few students that claimed they were gang members. That's why I asked them the question. And I've had a few in the past, but they were good in class, so I couldn't really. We talked to them, but I don't know how many I was able to convince.
Okay. Very good. Well,
right now we have several issues. It's not really serious. It's not really, I would call it moderate. But we have a unit that we call it the Gang Suppression Unit. It's GSU. We have a unit that is dedicated specifically to not only monitor any gang activities, also suppress it, hence the name, and then deal with that problem. But the problem with gangs in Union City is not really anything that is beyond what we're currently seeing nationwide. Yes, we have gang problems, but it's not extreme. It's just that we're dealing with it, and then hopefully we can maintain control.
Taking in consideration that Union City has a population of almost 70,000 inhabitants with different backgrounds and culture, as you mentioned before, would you consider this situation as an obstacle to combat the crime?
No, not at all. I think it's I think with all the different cultures and all the different ethnic groups that have made Union City home or a place to do their business, that's what made Union City so rich. Rich in culture, rich in diversity. It's tremendous here. If it wasn't for the Hispanic community, Union City wouldn't be where it is today. They built up this city to where it is today, and they deserve the credit. No, I think it actually enhances and helps us even more with the different cultures that are here. And as I mentioned before, how everyone gets along and looks out for each other. Doesn't matter if a person's skin color is black, white, doesn't matter. If you're American Indian, if you're Hispanic, it doesn't really matter. We all look out for each other and care about each other. And I think Union City sets the example on a national level. Not because I'm the mayor, because the people who live here care about each other.
And would you take the point of it doesn't matter what the background of the people? Remember, there are a lot of illegal immigrants in the area, and if they are victims of crimes, they often will not involve the police. So is there any type of campaign that your administration has provided to work with these people?
Sure, we have. In fact, the day laborers down that wait for work on 7th and Summit Avenue, we're actually building a shed for them right now where they could stand under and not out in the elements. Many of them are illegals that are here. We don't ask people when they report a crime. If you're here legally or illegally, that's not the role of the police department. The police department is here to protect and serve. And that's the main role of the police department. We don't care if people are here illegally or legally. Listen, if you need help, if you're the victim of a crime, you bleed the same color as I bleed. It doesn't matter if you're here illegally or not. We're here to help you. And the doors of City Hall are open to everyone also. Doesn't matter if they're here illegally or legally. I help people all the time that don't have their papers. That doesn't matter. We're all human beings at the end of the day. And that's the message we put out there.
Factor that we consider. If you need our help, we're there to help you. We don't ask you whether you're illegal immigrant or not. And that's one thing that we reinforce in all the community meetings, where also in school. I think they have spoken one way or another whenever they do a presentation, the officers, because we want to make sure that what you just mentioned, that some people are hesitant to call the police, afraid of the legal status, whether we're going to act or not. We want to make sure that there's no doubt in their mind that we're not immigration. We don't deal with that. We're here to provide police services in the best way possible. And one of the things by providing police services is making sure that the person that needs help, regardless of their immigrational status, gets it when he needs it. After school program, right here we have in Jose Mori, that's 1800 Summit Avenue. They have a sports program. They play basketball. They learn different sports if they don't know how to play. And volunteers also in school. I'm sure that you heard of DARE program. The DARE program is about drugs, but also we have officers that talk about gang issues, and also reinforce the fact that gangs are bad for not only for the youth, but also for the community as a whole. So we reinforce.
That symbol on the bottom is actually their moniker from the 1930s. That's a drawing from the 1930s, the crown with the Latin kings on it.
Este dibujo es lo que están usando los reyes latinos.
National Night Out is a perfect opportunity to elicit, involvement from the community that typically they don't get involved. Where talking to the police or the police officer that is assigned to their area. Also, the way that we attract them participation from the community. We have many informational, I would call it seminars, but you have an officer in their particular their particular area, explaining. I'm going to give you an example: how to fingerprint, how individuals, and also the fingerprints, how we use it as a tool not only to investigate, to search for criminals, and also for identification purposes for missing people, missing persons. Also, we have other fun activities for kids so they can come over, and then by providing those I would call it entertainment facets of the National Night Out. At the same time, we combine both information, relationship with the police, because once we get the community out in the street talking to officers that normally work in their area, there's a relationship building effort there. So next time when the police gets called to a job and they don't know the officer, after National Night Out, oh, that was the officer that was there that night, or any other officer. Well, it has contributed tremendously because more and more the community participates, members of the community participate, and also that builds a relationship of trust, because once you see what it is that we're trying to do for the community, they're not so skeptical on what we're trying to accomplish, because sometimes things that we do might not be taken well, but we have to do a job. You know what I'm saying? Typically, when we respond to an incident, it's for bad reason. And when we get there, we got to take action. And sometimes, most of the times, part of the people that are there might not agree with what we're doing. But with National Night Out, by building a relationship, you kind of know more what is going on, what it is that we're trying to do for the community as a whole.
That symbol on the bottom is actually their moniker from the 1930s. That's a drawing from the 1930s, the crown with the Latin kings around it.
Este dibujo es lo que están usando los reyes latinos desde 1930.
Okay. The Latin kings, like I said before, they like the color black and gold. Tolerance for the gang stuff. That's what we do. I said earlier, we have wannabe gang